welcome to the last episode of Stormwatch for 2014. As always, I'm your host, Adam Lilly. You know, it's been a wild and crazy ride this semester, and when it's all said and done, I'm gonna really miss doing that. Oh, I'm sorry. Thought I could say that without laughing, but guess not. Okay, moving on. We've got a lot to share with you today, so let's get started. This being the end of term, we'll take some time to look back at where we've been. But first up, jobs. If you're looking for a job or just found a new job, we want to hear from you. Send us a tweet at Stormwatch 2014, and we might read it after this first segment. Now, November was the best month for job creation in a long time. Preparing students to take advantage of these new opportunities is one of MATC's greatest strengths. Here's Marlon Thompson with more.
With the job market in Milwaukee so unstable, MATC does its part in putting its alumni and its students to work. There's a plethora of jobs right here at the school available for you. Just knowing the right place to go can get you started on your career sooner than you think. Let's visit the job shop right down on the first floor in the S building, and we'll take a look and see.
I am a current student at Milwaukee Area Technical College. I am also currently employed for the job shop, as you can see. MATC is a very great school. It's great on employing students, current students and alumni of MATC in a very hard market right now. As I was mentioning earlier, I am currently in school for human services and alcohol and drug addictions counselor, and at the end of the semester, I will be AODA certified, which is very good because on our job site, we have AODA positions open. We also have close to 200 positions open right now for MATC students and for MATC alumni. So it's a very good school, a very good resource for our students to get back in the job market if you're looking for a job. So I work at the job shop. I've been here. This is my first semester. It's a very good office. It's a very good place to help students find a job. We have a program called Wisconsin Tech Connect where current MATC students can sign up, put their resume on the job, and they can start applying off the website. But this website is only for MATC students and only for MATC alumni. So it's very, very good and very, very important for students graduating. They need to look for jobs or internships. And then we have two specialists in the office, Jenny McGilligan and Tanita McGee, who can assist with resumes and help you critique them and make them better.
As you can see, MATC works its students and its alumni. Next, we'll talk to a graduate from right here at the school who stayed on as an employee and been here for 18 years, just to show you that the MATC system works.
MATC is great when it comes to hiring their own students. Great program. We have over 200 programs here, with many of them are #1 in the nation. I love working here. It helped make me what I am today. I love helping students, working with students. MATC is not a leftover place. Word out on the street is that this is where you come when you can't get anyplace else. But that's not true. You start here and go anywhere. They are very good when it comes to hiring their own graduates. Matter of fact, I was a student worker here for 2 years. And then once I graduated in May of 1988, in August, I got hired full-time of that same year. And I've been here ever since. The environment is wonderful. I've met a lot of new people. Around this time of year, I start reminiscing of the people that I worked with. Many of them are gone on, sorry to say. Many of them have retired. But some of them almost are like a second family. Others are just, work-related. Come here, do my work, make good friends, whatever.
Now, after seeing that, there's no excuses. So come on down and get into the courses at school and work at the school. And if you don't want to work at the school, MATC has over 200 career training courses, so you can get a job in any field. Now, we cover from television all the way to funeral homes. So come on down and get your career started right here at MATC.
Thanks, Marlon. With this hosting gig wrapping up, I might have to check out the job shop myself. Get a real job, unfortunately. Earlier, we asked all you viewers out there to tweet about jobs, applying for jobs, even getting fired from jobs. So now let's see what our 5 viewers had to say about jobs. Ed Siggy says, hashtag job shop, more like hashtag jump ship and go down there today. Hashtag good work, Lily, hashtag goodwill job hunting. Great advice, Siggy, great advice. At DW Caster says, why was this show called At Stormwatch 2014? We never watched one single storm. Hashtag WTF. You know, that's a good point, DW. I'll look into that and get back to you never. All right, that was Twitter, everybody. Thanks for everyone for tweeting at us. Some people are starting to plan for the holidays, but for students here at MATC, it's all about the important exam season. Up next, we'll learn about one way to get ready for the holidays, and for all you students out there stressing over your exams, the second of these two pieces should be right up your alley.
Friends, it's that time of year again, and you've been invited to a holiday party. What better thing to bring than cookies? My grandmother's old recipe for cookies calls for vanilla, baking powder, cinnamon, nutmeg, butter, and of course, sugar and flour. Don't forget the bowl. But let's not kid ourselves. I don't know how to bake, and I don't even own an oven. Off to the store. Nothing's more delicious and convenient than store-bought cookies. Let's go! I got the stuff! Now look at this wonderful display that you created. Just make sure you hide the box. Wouldn't want anyone to know that you're a fraud.
The semester is winding down and students are getting ready for finals. But many students are still struggling to find answers as the semester comes to its end. Sometimes studying by yourself helps. For those students who find studying alone a hassle, there's always studying in groups. MATC offers students many areas of help.
Go out.
And finally, you can always ask your teacher for help. That's what they're there for.
Wait, isn't that how we did earlier? Earlier this semester? For some of us.
Now remember these tips and good luck on your final exams.
Well, those study tips sure were helpful. Moving along, now it's time to check the MATC calendar for upcoming events. First, if you stop by the Milwaukee Public Market between December 9th and the 16th, you could check out gingerbread houses made by students from the Culinary Arts program. Pretty sweet deal if you ask me. Next we got winter commencement on December 12th. That's at the UWM Panther Arena at 6 p.m. Congratulations to all those graduating, and from everyone here at Stormwatch, we wish you all the best. And finally, MATC will be closed December 24th to the 28th and December 31st to January 4th for the holidays. Ho 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 y'all, ho ho ho. Spring semester starts up on January 20th. Up next, two students share a personal look at MATC. First, we get an inside look at Stormwatch, and then we'll turn to greater MATC community.
Good evening. I'm Tanner Burke, previous host of Stormwatch. Now, I know what you're wondering. How exactly is it that we create this so-called magic here at MPTV? Well, I'm here to shed a little bit of light on that so-called magic on this edition of Inside Stormwatch.
Yeah, Stormwatch. It's a way of life. Here at MPTV, any idea is a good idea.
Tell me about the crew here at Stormwatch. I know Andrew Suggett walks around telling everybody how terrible they are and shutting down their ideas and saying, hey, you're stupid.
You suck!
But what about everybody else?
Yeah, here at Stormwatch we have all different types of personalities. Dan Fisher, real supportive.
Hey, Dan.
What's up?
What do you think of this idea for next week's episode of Stormwatch? We soak your clothes in kerosene, light you on fire, and drive your car off a cliff.
I love it. You're super creative. You and everyone else here.
You. Tell me about Tanner Burke and the kid, Israel Garcia.
Those two are the most psychopathic people I've ever met. I have no idea what's going on in their head at any time.
Yes! Whoo! Chicken suit. Yes. Adam's gonna be wearing a chicken suit. Adam, would you risk everything to do it again?
No. Absolutely not. This experience has ruined television for me. I will never, ever host again.
For Inside Stormwatch, I'm Banner Turk. Thanks for watching.
Man, look at how far we've come. Those jerseys, whew. I would have asked maybe a little bit more shorter on the short lengths, but that's just me. We're MATC Stormers, and for the past 6 weeks, you've been just enjoying what MATC has to offer. Well, I just thought it would be important to kind of walk and talk and give you the full-on experience that I, Trevor Sigmund, experience here at MATC and around MATC, the community. MATC is a gorgeous facility that hires our education. And around MATC, there are the Bradley Center, or should I say BMO Harris Center, where the Milwaukee Bucks are just dominating. And another beautiful thing that MATC does for its students is it allows them to go to plays around the campus like the Milwaukee Theater for a discounted rate. You might be saying, I can't get to those plays. How do I go? They have you covered. The U-Pass, totally discounted, and if you're a student, free. Wow. As I continue this display of greatness, I didn't see this here. What is 4-year transfer information? What? Financial aid? Carroll College? Springfield? This is exactly what builds a community. With the community. Community. It's just a community Dude, what's going on? Come on. Community! Yeah!
Welcome back. Moving from the whole MATC community to one individual, here now is Andrew Lomenzo with classmates and friends of Scott Kolubka, an MATC student whose passing has left an unmistakable void.
The hallways of the computer simulation and gaming program have been a little quieter for the past 2 months. With the passing of Scott Kolubka, a promising student of the program, his peers are still coping with his loss.
At first, I thought it was a sick joke.
I couldn't believe it. I thought it was like somebody was doing a cruel prank.
Scott, who was only 29 years old, had passed away in his sleep on the night of October 5th. His friends, still in a state of disbelief.
At first I didn't want to believe it.
It was more surreal than anything. I mean, he's younger than me.
Whether you knew him from day one or just met him this semester, the impression Scott left is unanimous.
He was a very gifted individual, and we all just started to see his talent.
He was definitely a better programmer than I was, so it was nice getting help from him when I needed it, and he was just a nice guy to talk to all the time, and very helpful.
Scott was actually in my group the very first semester of the CSG program. He was my second in command for our group project, and eventually later on in the semester we swapped positions. He's pretty much been my best friend ever since like that time.
Scott's untimely passing has not just affected only his close friends, but the program as a whole.
That day, nothing productive got done. To be honest, I haven't been back to that class since.
I know for a fact that almost everyone that had classes with him was out. I mean, they were just out for a while.
While some students were mourning the loss of a close friend, other students sought to honor a man that they respected.
A lot of us were putting a lot of dedications and games that we're making this semester to him. I know I have a ton of Easter eggs that you can find that unlocks a special Scott C weapon.
Other students even helped in a bigger way.
The GoFundMe was something that Jeremy Lekas and a friend of the family and I talked about, and basically trying to help cover the funeral expenses, because this is the second son that the family's lost. It's extremely hard.
Actually, it's at gofundme.com /Scott Kolubka. We actually were able to raise enough money to pay for his funeral expenses, so we raised over $3,000 with that. And you could still donate to the page. It helps out with the family and the tough times that they're going through.
If you would like to help the Kolubka family during this difficult time, please consider making a donation to the family at www.gofundme.com/Scott Kolubka. It would be a small way to help a family who has lost something irreplaceable.
Some of those gaming and animation students have become familiar faces around here for appearances on this show and other shows. We send them our condolences during such a difficult time. With 2014 coming to a close, it's a good time to look back on the year. In this next piece, we check in with a few students to see how they've done this semester and what they remember about one certain incident that got a lot of attention.
Well, the 2014 fall semester is almost over, and 2014 as a whole is coming to a close. With all the events happening this year, I wanted to see what students were doing in their programs.
I'm majoring in music occupations. This is my third year in the program.
I'm majoring in culinary arts.
My major here at MATC is going to be electrician, well, for now, and then hopefully I can go on and do better things. So.
We then asked, did they achieve anything in the field this year outside of school?
Well, through the program, I am now playing at a Mayfair Mall every Saturday night, so it's a good way to get out there and try your music on different people.
I'm starting to work in restaurants, and actually today I have an interview as a line cook in a very nice little homey bakery type restaurant. So
I just come here to study, take care of what I have to take care of, and then just go back home.
We then asked them about the safety issues that occurred this year.
There's good, valuable information to be learned through all that. It's good to be safe.
I actually was able to escape them, but I wasn't able to, but I heard a lot about them, so.
Oh yeah, the one where I think it was the C building, where they had the gun scare. Yeah, I was there. Yeah, it was kind of shocking when I found out about that too. I was like, I never thought it would actually happen in my lifetime, but it happens.
And lastly, do they recommend MATC for newcoming students?
So the music occupations basically goes all across the board with everything you need to know about being a musician, performing, teaching, the business side of it, selling yourself, recording your records and everything. It's a good place to start for anybody who wants to become a musician in any way.
I just had a really good time this semester, and I'm very glad to be continuing in my program, and I really can't wait until I graduate and just be able to have all this experience and knowledge and be able to get a good career in life. So.
Well, it's a lot better than I would say at UW Milwaukee, because I transferred here from UW Milwaukee, my credits and everything. So, I haven't been to school for 2 years, so it's been a while. So, but I like it because MATC is like a friendly environment, and everybody's willing to help you and get through what you need to get done. And the staff is good, and students are nice, so I like it.
I want to wish the best of luck to everyone who worked hard this semester. I'm Sean O'Donnell with Stormwatch.
And welcome back. My guest today is Monty Driscoll. Monty is very well known around here because of his time spent as a TVP student. Now he's editor-in-chief of the MATC Times. Monty, thanks for being here.
Which one do I stare into dead-eyed?
You can stare at me, Monty.
Okay.
You can stare at me.
This is fun. I want to tell you, Adam, I love your guys' culture here. I think it looks nice. You hung some lights. You done some stuff here. It looks good. I like your show. It's fun.
I'm glad you're happy with our setup.
Yeah, totes.
Now, let's get to you. How'd you get started with the MATC Times?
I came in there, I wanted to write some stories. I felt, I did some work here in the TV production department, but there was more stories that I wanted to tell in a different medium, so print. So last year I was really active with writing stories, like to write new faculty hires, events, sports. I love doing basketball. And the time came, they needed an editor-in-chief, and it just was the call of duty.
Well,
yeah, I was the best man for the job, which, there just wasn't a lot of other people for it.
So what are some of your responsibilities as editor-in-chief?
Getting Spider-Man is pretty big.
The Spider-Man?
Yeah, get Spider-Man! Get him! You go all over, the mustache guy does that on the show. No, seriously, I like to generate stories, assign stories, lead meetings, help writers, find the story, find the thread, stuff.
Like stuff, okay.
Yeah.
So looking back on the year, what were some of the major stories that the MATC Times covered?
Major stories. You know what? I'm actually really happy to share this with you. You know what was hot this year?
What?
Women. Women were hot this year. Of all of our front page big stories, our headline stories, all of the stories where the main facet, that main W of the 5 was who. When it was who was the newsmaker, it was a woman, a great woman, starting with our new president, Dr. Vicki Martin, V-Mart.
Yeah, that was pretty big.
We had an excellent author, a real ground shaker. Michelle Alexander came through the school to give a huge speech. She's the author of a book called The New Jim Crow Laws about America and how it's been using the prison institution to control certain populations. And then also Vice President of the Mequon campus, Dr. Wilma Bonaparte. We got you coming up on the next big issue. She won an awesome award. She's great too. So they've been moving and shaking, but as a society, we're not there yet. I'll tell you why, because we still had to do a story on catcalling, and domestic abuse. So as good of news as these women, these beautiful, powerful women are making for the world. We're not there yet, guys, and it starts with us. Enough with the catcalling, okay? My name ain't Baby.
Well, always entertaining, always informative.
That's
Monty,
it?
thanks for being here.
Oh,
That's
anyways,
it, man.
have me anytime. I'm available. You know where my office is.
Well, that's
Monty,
all, folks.
thanks for coming on the show today.
Game over, man. Stick
a fork in us. We're done. Stormwatch will return next semester. In the meantime, have a happy and wonderful holiday. I've been your host, Adam Lilly. Thanks for watching Stormwatch.
Yep.
Woohoo! Yeah!